Good morning, and happy Money Monday, everybody. It is me, Michelle Robinson, the wealth strategist, your wealth strategist, and I am excited to be with you here on this fabulous Money Monday. Listen, y'all. First of all, I am super excited because I can testify today that I finally did my taxes this weekend. Finally got my taxes done. And so I want to encourage each and every one of you all, if you have not done your taxes, you need to get them things done today, as tomorrow is the deadline for filing your taxes. If you don't think you are going to be able to get them done today, you need to go ahead and file an extension or do whatever you need to do, so you are not penalized for filing your taxes late. But again, welcome all of you to today's Money Monday. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Michelle Robinson, and I am a wealth strategist. My mission in life is to bring wealth and value to the world. To be very clear about it, I don't add, I bring it. When I come into the room, when I come into a situation, I bring the reality and the currency of wealth and value into whatever space that I am in. And on my Money Mondays, if you are new, good morning to you, sweetheart. Thank you for joining in with me this morning. I will be talking about all things relative to money. That means money in relationships. That means how to master your money. This means what the Bible says about money and children, college funding, you name it, I will be discussing it on Money Mondays. So today, this is a topic that I've talked about on plenty of occasions, but for some reason, it has really been nagging at me, and that is the topic of debt. I believe that this topic is nagging at me, specifically because April is Financial Literacy Awareness Month, and there's so much information that's being put out there regarding money, regarding creating wealth, maintaining wealth, and all of those different things. I believe what's nagging at me is the understanding that debt prevents you from having wealth. A lot of people don't really want to dig into debt and be honest about debt, because we understand how detrimental it is. We understand that while there's absolutely good debt, if the debt, if you take out a loan and it's making you money, we understand, that the good debt aspect of it. But the fact of the matter is that's not what most of America is dealing with. It's not the good debt. It's the debt that keeps you in bondage. It's the debt that is preventing you from having access to wealth, from having access to financial freedom. And we toss that word or that phrase financial freedom around a lot, but it's exactly what it says it is. It's financial freedom. It's having enough money, having enough finances where you are free to be able to live the lifestyle that you desire to live, without necessarily having to work to make more money. That is the essence of financial freedom. And many of us are not free. We are in bondage. And this is why we don't like to talk about debt. And I'm going to give you an example right now, because I, as many of you know, because I've shared this a lot, and I'm going to continue to share it because it's part of my story. I left my corporate job in January of this year, and I was a C-suite level executive. And so I worked with a lot of executives. I worked with a lot of mid-level managers, etc. Another thing about my position is I actually have access to salaries because I reviewed them to ensure that they were equitable across the organization that I worked for. And what I can tell you is that there are a lot of people who make good money, well over six figures, but they still find themselves not financially free. And there is a reason why people end up in that situation, because folks who aren't earning six-figure incomes and desire to earn six-figure incomes, they don't see it from the perspective of, oh, I hit six figures, I'm still going to be struggling. No, people who desire to hit the six figures are thinking that that's the end all be all, and that's going to solve all of their financial issues. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. If you have an impoverished mindset, if you have a mindset that's about you get money, you spend it, you spend it, you spend it, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you are still going to find yourself in a situation where you don't experience financial freedom. And so I am connected to multiple people who earn well over six figures a year, and they are in debt. And if I were to ask them the question, do you have debt? And this is what I want to talk about today. They would say, no, I don't have debt. I'm not in debt. Now, let me back up for a second, because somebody may say, well, how does a person even get in that situation where you are earning well over six figures a year and you still find yourself in debt and not being able to be financially free? Well, people get in that situation because they live a life as though they are making six figures before they're making six figures. So when they step into that realm of making the six figures, they're already behind the power curve because they're already in debt. They already done spent their six-figure salary when they was making five figures. And so there's this cycle of debt that continues. But I'm saying today, as a wealth strategist, this is not something that I done researched. This is not something that I've heard about. I have sat across the table from individuals. I have done the virtual meetings with individuals, and I have asked the question, do you have debt? Are you in debt? And I can say today that probably a good 45% of the people tell me that they don't have debt, that they're not in debt. And do you know that out of that 45% that tell me that they don't have debt, that they're not in debt, probably all 45% of them, when I begin to do the assessment and ask questions, not only do they have debt, but they have 100,000, 200,000 plus debt that they have accumulated, that they are paying on. And for whatever reason, they have not grasped the fact that they are indeed in debt. That is a deception that I believe, and I'm just being honest, you all know who I am, so I'm not going to try to cover it up. That's a deception of the enemy, to have us blinded by our true and real situation. Anytime you owe out money to a company, anytime you charge on a charge card, and you owe money, anytime you take out a loan to purchase a car, if you don't go to the car dealership and write them a check that comes from your bank account, but instead you go with some type of financing, you have created a debt. All right. If you are on any type of payment plan for anything, that is considered a debt. You owe somebody something. All right. That's simply what debt is. And so one of the first things that you have to do if you ever plan on getting out of this cycle of being in debt is to acknowledge and recognize the fact that you do have debt. And if you are serious about financial freedom, and if you are serious about accessing wealth, then you need to understand that foundationally, you cannot have debt, specifically the bad debt, the charge accounts, all of those different. I'm not talking about a mortgage. I'm not talking about something that you are utilizing to invest in something and it is making you money. I'm not talking about assets. I'm talking about debt. And I'm making this very clear because people like to try to be cute and try to talk like they know what they're saying when they start talking about all of this good debt. Okay, but is that the debt that you even have? Because 75% of the people who try to come back at me about good debt don't even have none of that. They don't have investment properties. They don't have assets, but they're trying to refute what I'm saying because we don't want to acknowledge and own the fact that we have a debt problem. And so I am on a mission to help solve this debt problem because I have been there. I tell people, I'm very honest about it. There is such a condition of being so broke, you can't pay attention. I know it's true because I've lived there. I've lived there when I've been so broke and didn't have enough money to pay my bills. And I'm concerned about my credit score and how I'm going to rob Peter to pay Paul. And so I can't focus on what I need to focus on. That is real life. And I understand that, and I've been there. But what I also understand is the state of being financially free, which is the space that I live in now. And so I want to talk about how you can begin to address this debt situation. Okay. So some real practical things that you can do. I am going to be working with my team to put on some live events to figure out how we can get this message out to the nation, to the world, because we need help in this area of debt. So first thing that we need to do is start with a clear understanding of our debts. Start with the clear understanding. In order to eliminate your debts, you need to know what you owe. No more of this, I don't have debt, when you done racked up thousands of dollars on your credit card. You got a car note. You got loans that you done took out. You owe 50 people $10 each. You are in debt. Okay. So we need to understand what it is that you owe. Make a list of your debts to include the balances, interest rates, the payments that you are making towards those debts. Then you need to create a spending plan. I believe I've talked about this before. I don't like to use the term budget because budgets are restrictive. It sounds restrictive to me. I equate the budget with the diet, and diets don't work for me. Okay. I don't like thinking about what I can't eat. I rather focus on what I can eat. Okay. So spending plans, create a spending plan that includes your income, your expenses, and projecting whatever purchases that you need to make for that pay period. All right. Have a spending plan. Then if you want to effectively get out of debt, you need to prioritize your debts. Once you have your spending plan in place, prioritize your debts based on interest rates. I know that the snowball method is the primary method that we go to, and there is merit for that. There's reasons for that. I am not downplaying the snowball method because I use that and leverage it in one of the strategies that I offer to my clients. So I'm not downplaying the snowball method for eliminating debt. But the better way to do it, if at all possible, is focusing on the account, focusing on the debt that has the highest interest rate. Snowball method, we focus on the amount of money, paying off the one with the least amount of money. The best way is to focus on the debt that has the highest interest rate. And the reason for that is the higher the interest rate, the more you are paying that financial institution in fees and in interest. And so you are losing money by paying high interest rates on debts that you owe. So if at all possible, we want to pay down debt and pay off debt that has the highest interest rate. That is the best way to do it. The best thing to do, period and point blank, in all of this is to find some sort of debt elimination program. I offer my clients a debt elimination program that allows them to have their dollars working for them in more than one place, because oftentimes with debt elimination, you find that advisors typically tell clients to save up their money, make overpayments, and then once you make those payments, once you pay off the debt, that money is gone. You're out of debt, but you've used up all of your money. And so I offer my clients debt elimination programs and strategies that allows them to leverage their dollar in more than one place. And so they pay off debt. They are still compounding interest, and then they have a reservoir of money once they are done paying off their debt. Another thing that you can do is make extra payments, of course. I just testified and told y'all that I finally did my taxes this weekend. There are many of you who are going to do your taxes. You've done your taxes and you get back a refund. Instead of going out and buying a whole bunch of new clothes, buying a new flat screen TV where you just bought a flat screen TV last year with your taxes. Instead of buying your children the latest game system when you just bought them a game system for Christmas. It's like utilize some of your tax return to pay off your debt. One of the big things is cut back on your expenses. The reason why people find themselves in debt is because their expenses are more than their income. You got more money going out than you got coming in. So cut back on your expenses. And you can identify this through your spending plan. If you're eating out all the time, you might need to cut back on that if you're in debt. I'm not speaking to those of you who aren't in debt. I'm not talking to you. We eat out a lot too. Y'all would probably pass out if I told you how much money we spend eating out every month. It's ridiculous, but we're not in debt. All right. Subscriptions be killing some of y'all. I know people, some of the people I communicate with whose accounts are overdrawn because of subscriptions that they have that are recurring charges, and they don't even use the subscriptions. They done forgot that they done subscribed to something, or they signed up for something that was free the first month. And these companies are slick. This stuff is predatory. They do it very intentionally. They will give you an offer that is for free, and long gone is the day of 1 month, because see, you'll remember to cut that off if it's 1 month. But some of these companies are giving people 3 free months, because first of all, after 3 months, you done got used to the subscription. You like the subscription, and so they got you like that. Another way is after 3 months, you done forgot all about it. So if you get a free subscription, and this is a gem, because this ain't really got nothing to do with debt elimination that I'm about to tell you, you need to put on your calendar on the date that you need to cancel it, so you get a notification, a reminder to cancel it. But nevertheless, cancel some of them subscriptions. We got too many subscriptions. We got too many cable channels. If you're in debt, your cable bill should not be no $300-400 a month. You got to prioritize what it is that you desire. What is your goal? What is important to you? we talk about this in the church setting, but it's true regardless of what setting you speak about it in. All you got to do is look at a person's checkbook. All you got to do is look at their bank statement, and you can identify what's important to that person by looking at their bank statement. You can tell what people value by looking at their bank statement. If you have more money going out to the restaurants, then you're probably gluttonous. I'm not saying if you eat out, I'm not putting everybody in the box that eats out a lot. We eat out a lot, okay? But that's not our greatest expense by far. By far, that's not where we spend most of our money at. I'm speaking about priorities, and you can look at a person's bank account, you can look at their checkbook, and you can tell what their priorities are by how much money they are spending. Okay, that is facts. You can look at a person's bank statement. And I know some people gonna get mad at me when I say this, but it's the truth. And I experienced this with 2 clients recently. But you can look at a person's bank statement and you can identify their character through their bank statement. If a person has a whole bunch of non-sufficient fund, overdraws, and all of that, that says something about your character. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about how I can get you out of debt, how important it is to not be in debt. Debt is enslavement. I can't begin to express the level of weight and stress that comes with being in debt. And I'm speaking from experience. I am so thankful to God that on my husband's birthday, we could have done so many other things. We could have went on a trip. We could have threw a party. It was his 40th birthday. But what did we do? We wrote a check, not a literal check, because who really writes checks anymore like that? But essentially, we wrote a check to the Mercedes-Benz dealership for $24,000 some odd dollars to pay off my car. We don't have a car loan. Both of our cars are paid for. We pay whatever we charge up. We are paying it off month to month. I refuse to be a slave to debt because I've been there before. Read my ebook, What Being Broke Taught Me, and you'll hear all of the foolish stuff that I used to do before the Lord blessed me with intelligence and wisdom on how to master, not manage, but master money. All right, I am done. I am done. I am done. I have talked long enough. This is the thing I want you to remember. The key to eliminating debt and being financially free is being committed to the process, being disciplined, understanding what your priorities are with some effort and planning. You don't even got to go extreme. With some effort and planning, you can become debt free and achieve financial freedom. One of my favorite books is The Secret of the Slight Edge. When I read this one statement in this book, it changed my life forever. And I'm going to tell you what the statement is, and I want you to apply this to your debt. Apply this to your finances. You only have to be like one step, 1 degree above mediocre, and you've already exceeded the majority of everybody else. You're already like in the minority of people who are doing well by just being 1 step above mediocre, 1 degree, 1 click. As it relates to your finances, just a little bit of focus and intention and discipline will change the whole landscape of your finances. Now, is just a little bit going to make you a millionaire? Absolutely not. I'm here to tell you, as the wealth strategist that is mantled for wealth, that has the faith for wealth, that has the wisdom. I'm just here to let you know that doing this is not going to make you a millionaire. It's not, but it will put you on a path to prosperity. It will put you on the path to eliminating your debt and being financial free. Listen, I'm closing. I think this is my second close. I always say I got 3 closing because I am a preacher at heart. And so I'm going to have me 3 closings. All right. So I think I'm on closing number 2. My mission is to help 5,000 families get out of debt and on the path to financial freedom. Will you be one of those 5,000? Do you know somebody who needs to be a part of that 5,000? If so, please reach out to me at Jonte, Jonte, at jmichelle.com so that we can set up a free consultation and an analysis so that I can get you on the path to getting out of debt. We want to break this bondage of debt and get on the path to prosperity. Also, I am about to launch this amazing campaign called Let's Get Covered, because I'm also on a mission to ensure that everybody I know, everybody I love, everybody you know, everybody you love has life insurance. It's time out for people in our community passing away and us having to do GoFundMe's. It's not cool. It's not okay. We want to get to a place where we are creating generational wealth. And I have the answer to that. And finally, brethren, this is my third close and I'm out of here. Finally, brethren, before we go today, I have a few asks of you. I didn't say it in the beginning, but please like and share this video on your social media platforms. It's not about me at all. It's not about trying to make my name great. It's about getting this information out because the community needs the information. If something I said resonated with you today, let's get that appointment scheduled. Time out for procrastinating and putting it off for tomorrow, because the more you put it off for tomorrow, you're not going to do it. And then finally, you may not need what I have, or so you think. Nevertheless, if that's how you feel, you still know somebody who absolutely does need what I have. So please refer me to your friends and family. All right, peoples. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's Monday. I hope there was something that I said that resonated with you. And I will see you next Monday, same time, 9:15, Facebook or YouTube. Have a fabulous day.